The top 5 most asked Jeep Gladiator questions. Inquiring minds want to know. Well, good morning everybody, and welcome back to Rob Motive JT. Now, what are the top most asked about, the top 5 most asked about Jeep Gladiator questions? You know, I went out, I did a little search because I'm always looking for questions myself, maybe to get a little smarter when it comes to the Gladiator. And these are what I came across. Number 1, is the Gladiator worth the money? You know, the Gladiator doesn't start or end up very low. It's a fairly high priced truck, especially compared to the others. So is it worth the money? Well, you do get a great riding truck for the pavement and an off-road capable machine. Not to mention, you can go full topless if you want. So you kind of get 3 different trucks in one, right? And you're not paying 3 different truck prices. I mean, you'd be paying like, I don't know, 90 grand. You can go on the road with it, do your daily driving stuff, go to the grocery store, go to work, maybe throw some stuff in the back. You can jump off-road if you want to, test your skills on the dirt and the rocks, and you can just cruise down the road with the wind blowing through your hair should you decide to take the top off. I'd say yes, it is worth the money. Number 2, what's wrong with the Gladiator? You know, what problems have there been? The biggest complaint that I've heard and experienced on the channel is the steering, particularly in the 2020s. You know, Jeep, in all its wisdom, decided to put an aluminum gearbox, an aluminum steering gearbox in the front of the truck. Well, you know, aluminum is rather soft, and over time it can wear. That can wear away at those gears and make the steering a little bit loosey-goosey, right? And that's what people were complaining about. They'd be driving down the freeway with the steering wheel held straight, and the truck would start to veer one way or the other. Now, never fear, Jeep did come out with a fix for that. They replaced that aluminum gearbox with a steel box. Seems to have solved the problems because I haven't been hearing hardly anything about it recently. Number 3, why is Jeep not reliable? Why are Jeeps not reliable? Well, the bottom line is they're made by Chrysler, or the Chrysler conglomerate now, you know, Chrysler, Fiat, Peugeot, whatever they are now, but they're still made by Chrysler, and Chrysler has the worst track record of all of the US brands when it comes to reliability. Now, don't get me wrong, the US brands as a whole are not known to be the most reliable, but Chrysler brings up the rear. Number 4, how many miles should a Jeep Gladiator last? How long can you expect this thing to keep going when you crank that key or push that button? Well, the typical Wrangler, as reported, usually lasts around 280,000 miles before experiencing serious problems. You don't want serious problems once that warranty runs out, because now it's on your dime. However, it's been stated that a well-maintained Jeep should last over 20 years or over 400,000 miles. So the bottom line is just take care of it. You know, change the oil, change the filters. When things need to be lubed and greased, do that. Test your 4-wheel drive once in a while to make sure that you keep everything lubricated in there, right? I think that's probably one of the biggest mistakes that people who don't do off-roading, which is about 96% of us, don't do, and that is to shift that thing into 4-wheel drive once in a while. You have to keep all those gears lubricated in there. Number 5, is the Gladiator a good daily driver? Well, first of all, the short answer for me is absolutely. The Gladiator is comfortable, it's fun to drive, and it's powerful. Powerful enough to pass those slower drivers during that morning commute, right? I remember back in the day when I used to fight rush hour traffic, going to work every morning, you know, 7:15 in the morning, and then coming home at night, you know, 5:30. It was always a drag. And one of the worst things is you've got every kind of driver imaginable out there during rush hour. The people who are overly assertive, the people who are normal, and then the people who are afraid of everything. I've never understood why those folks drive during rush hour, but they're always out there. You know what I mean? You have the fast lane, and invariably there is a car going 55 miles an hour in a 65, simply because there is a higher volume of cars on the road. So you need to be able to get on the gas and get around those people. Now you need to be able to do that safely. And I am a firm believer that having enough power enables you to do that safely, right? I mean, the last thing you want to do is you've got somebody coming up behind you. They're a fair distance away, but you know they're coming through. So you get over to go around, and when you hit the gas, it doesn't want to get out of its own way. Now you're looking in your mirror, and that guy that was, I don't know, maybe 500 feet behind you is right on your bumper. And you hope that they see you, right? So you have to have enough power to get out and get around people like that, and the Gladiator certainly satisfies it. Now, I gotta say, it's probably, I would say it's the funnest mid-size truck that I've ever driven. And a lot of it has to do with that acceleration of that power, but also its handling and its comfort. You know, I took the Jeep, I've talked about this 822 million times on the channel, but we took the Jeep Gladiator on a long distance trip, sat in that thing for, I don't know, 19 hours, 24 hours, whatever it was, and never was I not comfortable. Well, you can expect the same on your maybe hour or half an hour bumper to bumper commute. You're not going to be sitting in the Jeep waiting to get out of it, because nothing makes rush hour more frustrating than being uncomfortable in the vehicle that you're in. You're not going to experience that with the Jeep Gladiator. It's comfortable and it handles well. So when you're zipping in and out of traffic, which I don't recommend you do, but when you're zipping in and out of traffic, it'll do it, and it does it well. Just makes it a heck of a lot of fun. So anyway, those are the top 5 questions, rather, that people ask about the Jeep Gladiator most frequently. Now, that's kind of a mix of what I saw on the web and what I see on the channel. For me, the Jeep Gladiator is awesome. It is my daily driver. I also have the Tacoma here behind me, of course, but it's really delegated more as a channel truck for the Rob Motive channel. Fun to drive, not so fun to drive in rush hour traffic as far as shifting goes, because I do have the manual transmission. Nothing worse than being in rush hour traffic, bumper to bumper, stop and go, and have to constantly go through the gears. I used to hate doing that. Anyway, I just wanted to get on here, go over those. Let me know if I left anything off. Are there any burning questions that you would like to have answered? I'd be curious to know. Also, real quick, if you're interested, I do have 2 additional channels. Rob Motive Tundra, all about my hunt for the upcoming redesigned Toyota Tundra. And Rob Motive, all about my 2020 Toyota Tacoma. Check them out, and if you're interested, please consider subscribing. Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And do me a favor, smash that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.